So I know you changed your job quite recently. So you moved to a new organization. I'd love to know how that's going and actually what you're currently working on at the moment and how that relates to this topic.
Yeah, so after about 16 years, just shy of 16 years, I left the Competitive Enterprise Institute, which I love. I still have so many friends there, nothing but the best. And then I joined in July the Reason Foundation, which, as you mentioned, publishes Reason Magazine, which I've been reading for many years now. I was really excited. I have a lot of friends over there, people who are working on similar issues. I'm still working, obviously, on nicotine and the tobacco harm reduction issue, but I'm also getting to delve into topics that I've wanted to write about and research much more during the most recent part of my career, which is other types of drugs and substances, because I really see nicotine, obviously, and cigarettes and e-cigarettes are different than other types of drugs, but I really see in the public health conversation over these, the way they are treated by the public and by the public health community, I see very little difference between nicotine as a substance and other types of drugs that we've treated. When we say drugs like opioids or cannabis or psychedelics or whatever that is, I see them all as part of the same category of recreational substance use or self-care. I think all of these, including alcohol, these are all things that we do, and there will never be a study showing you the precise benefits that a person receives after they've had a bad day of work and they have a bottle of wine with a friend. But there are clearly benefits because we keep doing them. Like, we keep doing this. And some people are going to say, well, that's this other horrible thing caused you to try and dive into a bottle to deal with your problems. But until we as a society can figure out things like, poverty and racism and all the things that kind of drive people to self-soothe, those things aren't going away, and they are still helpful in this reality that we live in. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, I get to work with Guy Bentley, I get to work with Jacob Rich and a lot of other people at Reason on nicotine and drugs, and that's what I'm so far so good. Early days, but as you all would like to say, early days, but it's going great so far.
You genuinely seem really excited and happy to be in the role. So congratulations. I'm so pleased it's going so well. It sounds like it's really suited to you. Before we go, are there any last questions or comments you'd like to make? Anything from you, Ilna, as well?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead,
Go
Ilna.
for it, Michelle.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, unfortunately, the US government isn't providing a whole lot of non-simplified advice and information to the public. So, I know you wanted to talk later maybe about where people can go to look up some of this information. I mean, you can obviously go to the scientific journals and see what research has been done, but if you're looking for a sort of warehouse, unfortunately, there really isn't one. You are not going to find on a government website a list of potential benefits associated with nicotine use. You're just not going to find that. But, there are people like Dr. Newhouse, Vanderbilt University's website, where they describe the MIND study. And then there are people like Brad Radu, who've been, he's been studying smokeless tobacco use for 30, 40 years now. And his personal website, which I think is called Tobacco Truth, is fantastic. And he's constantly posting updates about the research as well as the public health policy conversation. But yeah, I'd say, search around, do your due diligence, make sure you look at the authors, where they're coming from, where their funding is, all of that. But, it's out there if you want to look. And unfortunately, I think there should be just, thousands and thousands of more studies on all the various aspects of nicotine, its benefits, its harms, all of that, which would be beneficial to the public. It's just not there yet. Hopefully, if we can get the stigma to kind of wane, now that sort of getting, at least in America, we're getting post the tobacco wars. We're in a new era where almost no youth smoke at this point, very, very few. So I'm hoping that as that wanes and the stigma around nicotine wanes and our memories of the era of the 80s and the 90s of the anti-nicotine campaigns wanes, we will get more interest and hopefully more grant money for researching some of these benefits, which could be really valuable in medical care and psychological care.